Another day, another story. Thanksgiving is a holiday celebrated primarily in the United States and Canada to express gratitude for the blessings of the past year, particularly the harvest. The traditions and meanings vary slightly between the two countries. In the United States date, celebrated on the fourth Thursday of November. Welcome to Tabo Eminent Channel History. It traces its roots back to 1621 when the Pilgrims at Plymouth Colony shared a feast with the Wampanoag Native Americans to celebrate a successful harvest. Traditions. Feast. Families and friends gather for a large meal, typically including turkey, stuffing, mashed potatoes, cranberry sauce, and pumpkin pie. Parades. Events like the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade in New York City are popular. Football. Watching or playing football is a common activity. Thankfulness. Many people reflect on what they are grateful for during the year. In Canada date, celebrated on the second Monday of October. History. It began as a way to give thanks for the harvest and other blessings and is rooted in European harvest festivals. Traditions. Similar to the U.S., with a focus on family gatherings and traditional meals, though it is less associated with parades or football. Thanksgiving also marks the start of the holiday season in the U.S., with the following day, Black Friday, kicking off the Christmas shopping period. Thanksgiving's origins are deeply tied to history, culture, and the changing relationships between different communities. Here's a more detailed story about its beginnings and evolution. The Pilgrims and the First Thanksgiving, 1621. In 1620, a group of English settlers known as the Pilgrims sailed on the Mayflower and arrived at Plymouth Rock in what is now Massachusetts. They were seeking religious freedom, but faced a harsh winter during which many perished from hunger, disease, and cold. In the spring of 1621, with the help of the Wampanoag Native Americans, particularly a man named Squanto, the Pilgrims learned how to cultivate corn, fish, and harvest resources from the land. That autumn, after their first successful harvest, they held a 3-day feast to give thanks. The Wampanoag, led by Chief Massasoit, joined them, bringing food and participating in the celebration. Growth of the tradition Thanksgiving was not initially an annual holiday. However, in 1789, President George Washington proclaimed a day of Thanksgiving to honor the U.S. Constitution's ratification. Throughout the 1800s, various states celebrated their own Thanksgiving holidays on different dates. In 1863, during the Civil War, President Abraham Lincoln declared Thanksgiving a national holiday to be celebrated on the last Thursday of November. This was meant to foster unity and healing. Modern celebrations, Thanksgiving today has grown far beyond its historical roots, family and gratitude. The holiday emphasizes togetherness, with people traveling long distances to be with loved ones. Many reflect on what they're grateful for. Food traditions. Turkey became the centerpiece of the meal, earning Thanksgiving the nickname Turkey Day. Other dishes like stuffing, gravy, and sweet potatoes evolved over time. Sports. Thanksgiving Day football games, both professional and local, are a modern tradition. Cultural fusion. In a multicultural society, some families incorporate dishes and traditions from their own cultures. Controversies and reflection. Thanksgiving is also a time for reflection on history. Some Native American groups observe National Day of Mourning on Thanksgiving to honor the ancestors lost to colonization and recognize the injustices faced by indigenous peoples. This dual perspective makes Thanksgiving not only a holiday of gratitude, but also one of contemplation, remembrance, and respect for history. It continues to evolve, blending old traditions with new interpretations. Thanksgiving, a tale of survival, friendship, and reflection, a perilous journey. Imagine the year 1620. The Pilgrims, a group of English settlers, left their homes seeking freedom to practice their religion. They endured a treacherous 2-month journey across the Atlantic on the Mayflower, braving storms, seasickness, and overcrowding. When they finally arrived in present-day Massachusetts in December, they were unprepared for the brutal winter. Hunger, exposure, and disease claimed the lives of nearly half the settlers. The surviving Pilgrims faced despair but clung to hope and faith. The gift of friendship as winter gave way to spring in 1621. A surprising encounter changed the Pilgrims' fate. A member of the local Wampanoag tribe, Squanto, approached them speaking English. Squanto had been kidnapped years earlier by European traders, enslaved, and eventually freed. Though his story was one of personal tragedy, he chose to help the newcomers. He taught the Pilgrims essential survival skills, how to plant corn, fish in the rivers, and gather resources from the land. His guidance ensured their survival. The Wampanoag people, led by Chief Massasoit, entered into an alliance with the Pilgrims. Despite differences in language and culture, they found common ground and a spirit of cooperation. This partnership was fragile but hopeful, a moment of unity amidst the tensions of a changing world. The first Thanksgiving, by autumn, the Pilgrims had harvested enough food to sustain them through the coming winter. To celebrate and give thanks, they organized a 3-day feast. They invited the Wampanoag, who brought deer to share. Together, they feasted on wild game, fish, corn, squash, and berries, a true celebration of the land's bounty and the bonds they had formed. This gathering was not only a moment of gratitude, but also a testament to resilience, the power of community, and the possibility of harmony. The evolution of Thanksgiving early traditions. For over 2 centuries, Thanksgiving was observed sporadically in different regions of the United States. It often aligned with harvest festivals or religious practices. By the 1800s, it had become a cherished New England tradition, symbolizing family, gratitude, and abundance. A national holiday during the Civil War, amidst the nation's pain and division, President Abraham Lincoln declared Thanksgiving a national holiday in 1863. He hoped it would foster healing and unity. It was a day to pause and appreciate blessings, even in the face of adversity. Franklin D. Roosevelt later solidified its date in 1941 as the 4th Thursday in November, ensuring its place as a cornerstone of American culture. Thanksgiving today, a blend of old and new modern. Thanksgiving celebrates unity and gratitude, but has expanded in scope. Family gatherings. Across the country, families reunite, sometimes after long separations, to share meals and stories. Feasts. While turkey is the centerpiece, side dishes reflect America's diversity, with families incorporating recipes from their own cultures. Parades and football. The Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, televised nationwide, and football games bring a festive spirit. Acts of kindness. Many volunteer at food banks or shelters, ensuring those in need also have a warm meal. A day of mourning. For some, Thanksgiving is a time of sorrow and remembrance. Native American groups use the day to reflect on the impact of colonization, the loss of land, culture, and lives. For them, the holiday is a national day of mourning, a chance to honor ancestors and educate others about history's darker truths. This dual perspective deepens Thanksgiving's meaning, reminding everyone to honor the past while striving for a more inclusive future. Thanksgiving, at its heart, is a story of contrasts: hope and hardship, gratitude and reflection, unity and complexity. It's a reminder that even in the toughest times, we can find reasons to give thanks, learn from the past, and work together for a better future. Thanks for watching. Request you to subscribe the channel.